Hi, I'm Dave, and I know wrestling. Fortunately, that's the subject of this episode, because today, that is, until right now, because today, fortunately, that's the subject of this episode, because today, welcome to Dave Knows, and today, Dave Knows Wrestling. Hard to believe, but it's been one whole year since I started this YouTube channel, and what a great year it's been. And that's thanks to all of you. So as a special reward, I decided to give you a behind-the-scenes look at what goes into making this channel. So sit back and relax, because today, Dave Knows Wrestling. Welcome to Broadcasting School, and not just any broadcasting school, but one where I am actually a teacher. Come with me, and let's take a look around. That's right, I'm a teacher, specializing in all manners of video production, from control room to stand-up reporting, as well as video editing, which definitely comes in handy if you have your own YouTube channel. Now, this room you might have caught snippets of before, back in the earlier episodes before YouTube changed their end states. But even if it doesn't seem familiar, you've definitely seen it before, because this is where most of the magic happens. This is the green screen TV studio where I shoot most of the episodes of Dave Knows Wrestling. You're just seeing it from, well, a different side. And yes, this channel is definitely very heavily green screen, and not just the main show, but also cheaper pop culture, which just has a desk in front of it, as well as honest promos. But this is more than a green screen channel, not that there's anything wrong with that, and I'm also a little bit more than just a teacher. Because in addition, I'm also an actual reporter, as well as doing a lot of work on movie sets, as well as being a published writer. And on top of all that, I also do stand-up comedy, acting, and I've also produced my own improv troupe. And an improv troupe might look just a little bit familiar. This room I'm sure you recognize from the Monday Night Wrong, and this is no mere set, because this is the room where I do all of the actual editing for every single episode of Dave Knows Wrestling. And I definitely do a lot of this show all by myself, but hey, I guess that's all part of the fun, right? But the most time-consuming part of all of this is definitely the editing. Welcome back to Dave Knows Wrestling. And when it comes to the editing, I actually do it all by myself. All of it. Even the animations for the Monday Night Wrong, and on top of that, the entire animated episode. All done by myself.
Goodness knows, I don't feel like myself at the moment.
Man, that was not an easy episode to do, but it was a fun one.
Never!
And in case you're wondering about my editing team, well, they're not actually my editing team. They're actors, some of which don't actually like pro wrestling at all.
Listen, all y'all, that sounds like a sabotage.
Do you know that music goes on by any chance?
No.
All y'all is sabotage.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. It's like you're probably not even going to know what they're talking about.
I bet you are, Dave. I bet you're recording, aren't you? You recording son of a.
That was a rough patch.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, white woman.
Okay, now I got it. Show him no mercy. Yeah, that's you. No, Cobra.
That's why he wants to drink. Brian, you do.
Hey, Dave can cut that out in post.
Yeah, no. Okay. Bye.
Hi, Dave.
My legs work again.
I love you, Dave. We're still recording, Dave.
Dave Knows Wrestling.
But they're more than just mere actors, because most of them are former members of my old improv troupe. So, now you know. And this room you might recognize as one of the 3 rooms that I do the Dave Knows Wrestling podcast from. After all, this facility has 3 recording studios, and I use all of them. And that reminds me, this is also where I do the live episodes. And the live episodes are great, because it gives me a chance to talk to you, but not only that, it also gives me a break from reading a script. And if you were wondering, how exactly do I write for this show? Well, it all depends. Some things like the Monday Night Wrong, of course, I script out the whole thing. But when it comes to the main show, well, once again, it varies. Some topics are very near and dear to my heart, so I can just spew off the top of my head. Other times I need a little cheat sheet or bullet points with specific facts and figures to get me going to make sure I don't get anything wrong. But when it comes to more recent episodes, I've actually started using the teleprompter, where I write down the entire episode, and this way I can do several episodes at a time, and it also makes my editing life a lot easier. Oh, and lastly, while I'm in a recording studio, I figured now would be the perfect time to talk about music. Now, as many YouTubers will tell you, music can be quite an issue at times. But it doesn't have to be, because if you're familiar with this channel, then you're probably also familiar with songs such as and what can I say? I'm a fan of royalty-free music. However, there is one big song we definitely have to talk about, and that is the opening theme for Dave Knows Wrestling. Now, you might have seen his name on the credits before, but that was composed by one of my best friends in the entire world, Eric Duell. So while I have given him a bit of credit throughout the series, I have to give a special shout out just to you. So thank you, Eric Duell, for composing the Dave Knows Wrestling theme song. Well, there you go, a special behind-the-scenes look at what goes into making this channel. I've had a great first year, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. As always, this has been Dave wants to thank all of you.